Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Dress Code Cinema, a podcast brought to you by Living Arts Uganda. Please like, subscribe, and share. In this space, we talk about costume design, fashion, style, film, name it, red carpet premieres, name everything, film. And today I have a guest with me. I'm excited. I have Mickey. Mickey, I believe if you're well conversant with fashion, you could know him. You could know him. He has done well in fashion, both fashion design and costume design. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guests. Mickey.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Kakumikdad. A fashion designer, a stylist. I am also a personal stylist for some people. If you're out there and you need someone to put your closet together, here I am. A pageant coach, an events planner, a costumer. What didn't I talk about?
So
I have a lot
things.
of things.
So
yes,
many
yes,
things.
yes. So many things. I multitask.
I can
True
see.
that.
So many things. Yeah, so Mickey, tell us about your journey. I know right now you do film.
Yes.
But you're big in the fashion industry in itself. So I want you to take us through your journey. How do you get into film? How do you get into film? Tell us a little bit about your fashion journey. You know what things that you've done. Then how you hopped into the film industry.
One thing I really love about my journey is it's rare to find someone who loved something and it's what they are doing, or studied something and it's what they are doing. Because you find some people, the accountant, I'm a musawo, but right now things didn't go well. I'm in costume, I'm in fashion.
Yes.
I thank God from day one, this was my dream.
That's
this
amazing.
Is something I wanted to do. So I thank God also I went into schools that had fashion segments, modeling, movies.
Wow.
So we used to have those campaigns at school. I remember one time something that really inspired me so much. I don't know if you remember Mole and Paul.
Yes.
I didn't study from there.
What happened?
But the school I went to, that is AgroLinks, we used to do competitions. So we were taken to Mole and Paul to compete with different schools around that area.
Competing in
yes,
what fashion?
There was acting. So each school had to present someone to act, someone to sing, and then a little bit of fashion. And the fashion they wanted, they didn't want mainly clothes, ready-made clothes. You go and buy clothes. They wanted recycle. They wanted creative wares, things that you use papers, bottles. So,
wow.
So I represented my school because I loved fashion so much. So I got bottles, I got sacks. I made things out of that. So during that competition, our main judge was Bobby Chagulanyi. By then, I think she had not, Bobby had not yet crossed to politics. They were in music, but as you know, the two of them, they were so much into art. So Bobby was like, you've done well. If you really push this, it's going to take you far.
Wow, that was a very, very
That was, I think, 2018. Yeah, I was in Form 5.
Wow,
so so after that thing really sticked in my mind. I'm like, okay, I need to push this. So after school, I did fashion and designing. I proceeded with this. So during that time of doing those things, creative wear, I used, by then it was Facebook strictly. There was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. So I started posting. I opened up a personal account, which is Kakumikdad. So I started posting those things. So in the process of posting those things, people started seeing those things. like, you know, beauty pageant. That's how I cross into beauty pageant. You know, every beauty pageant, they do creative wear. So girls started like ordering creative. Imagine I'm studying and I'm making money. So senior 6, nali mugaga. I would make money.
Nice.
So I made things and people started making orders. So after that, I was like, why can't I push this? I went to campus, I did fashion and designing, and then I opened up my brand.
Wow.
So I got Mickey Designs from my name, Mick Dad. So I got Mickey Designs. That's how Mickey Designs was introduced. And I started doing clothes. So, but still, so I did clothes. I have won awards. I have international awards. I've won very many. I think I have like 5 international awards. Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya.
Wow.
And then in Uganda, in 2018, imagine, senior 5, I won Pearl of Africa, Designer of the Year, Pearl of Africa Fashion Awards. And then, gotten very, very many awards, recognitions, certificates. I've participated in very many things. If I am not mistaken, if they are rating designers, I must be among the top 5 in Uganda.
5,
yeah. So it has not been easy. It has been a journey of sleepless nights. It has been a journey of sacrifice. You need to sacrifice a lot. And then people expected a lot from you. But if you really want to make it up there, be authentic. How are you authentic? How are you creative? How are you different from others? Because I mean, we are doing the same thing. I would use the right word. We are using content from internet. But how are you different? If me, I am one kind of a person, I would not say I sketch. If some people have brides that come, I would love to sketch my dream gowns. We sit down and sketch it. There are people who get pictures from online. But me, when you go on my work, banange chizibu nnyo okusanga the same work. Example, je nyinza bawa. Nyinza okolera Grace olugoye na lupangisa, because we also do clothes for hire. So nsobola okolera Grace olugoye naye Grace wajja n'akola olugoye wange n'alupangisa. If Grace brings back that outfit, another person wants it, it is hard for me to give it the way I gave it to Grace.
Yes, you have to put a twist to it.
Yeah, it has to change something. Let it be, but you're having the same work. I hate
everyone keeps renting the same things.
And another thing that I hate who wore it better. It will kill me.
I know.
It's like me. I say this will never happen to me.
I know.
I can never go to an event and I wish to find someone dressed like me. I swear, all my interviews, they ask me this thing, I will leave.
Yeah.
That's why me, most of the times, if I'm going for an event, 2 clothes.
Options.
In case I reach there, because Grace is a stylist, is a designer, so we might have the same taste.
Yeah.
When Sangira Grace ngayambadde nganze, hello, hi, I'll just go and change. So I always have that mindset of like, I am me, I can't be like Grace.
Yes.
We can't have the same thinking. So always have that one unique thing about you if you're ready to grow. So that's how I've been in the fashion industry. And then you also asked how I crossed into a movie. Actually, how I crossed into movie. Yes, I did some bit of movie production and costume and stuff. I was interested when I went to Nairobi. I really loved it and I did something. So my first
in Nairobi, what did you go to do? You went to
actually not like a school. I went into a school to study. I had a group of people who are doing movie, and someone's like, Mickey, you're doing well in fashion industry. Just imagine how you're creating things and you start creating things not for just photo shoots, not for red carpet, but we believe in telling stories. So imagine your creativity into a story. I was like, okay. This is nice. You know me, I'm an opportunist. I don't take opportunities for granted. I push. I don't want to see myself on one level. I always want to elevate. I want to grow. Like, because I mean, today into fashion, it's not working. Guys, stop putting all eggs in one basket. You get like, that's why I told you I am a costumer.
To be versatile, yes.
You did know that. I know. I've done
No,
makeup.
but I think we because we are creative, we have that. Because I mean, I also do hair, I also do makeup.
Nti rero kino bwe
I
kiba
have,
kiganye,
yes,
this
nga
is
onda
working.
kuchiri, but still it's in the creative.
So
what?
that's how I ended up in the movie industry. So, and then I had a friend called Mariam Nyamate. She was acting in Sanyi series. She's like, Mickey, you're my friend, you're doing good. Why can't you try movie? And then that's how I ended up on Sanyi.
Wow.
Nchikuba season 2, season 3,
3.
season 4.
Wow.
And I've done projects like, I don't know, for those who watched Sabotage. Yeah, I was
I've
behind
watched it. It was
Sabotage.
amazing.
There is other, I've even forgotten movies, but that's how I crossed into movie.
Yeah.
And then it is something that has really pushed me. It is something I've learned a lot from. It is something that has connected me to very many people like you.
I know.
You get
know,
it is
yes.
through film. And then my advice to a young youth there, if you have a dream, don't wait to make it. Twagala tukere. Youth there, they want to wake up and they are making. They want to wake up when they are grace.
Yeah.
Do you know what it takes to be grace?
Yeah.
Because if you just wake up, they're like these rich kids. They just wake up and do business for man. They just do things the way they want. They don't work. They don't mind about balancing. Because at the end of the day, there is no sweating there. But if you've sweated from scratch to where you are, you will respect your business.
Exactly.
You will do whatever it takes to maintain, to keep it there. So, guys, it starts with you. Are you passionate?
Yeah.
About what you're doing? Because if you're passionate about what you're doing, you're going to push. Because it's a drive.
Yes.
It starts with you. It is something that you would love to do. It is something that you need really like to, yeah, guys, I am doing this. I am not letting this go. So are you passionate about what you're doing? And then if you're passionate about what you're doing, how do you go about it? What is your circle?
Yes.
Because when you look at my circle, are people who nze sina mikwano sesembeza mikwano jitakola. Sesembeza mikwano jitapushinga. I want people who are going to build me, not to because
you.
Yes, not because I want to be with people, but I don't want to be with people who are poor. No, like what are you adding on to me? Even if you're not giving me money, but people who would advise Grace Nangamba, name Mickey Man, you're seated there, why can't you work? That is enough. Those are people I need.
Yes.
So the second thing is, what is your circle? Which people are you together with? Like, are they advising you what to do? Are they telling you to do the right thing? Are they pushing you? Are they connecting you to right people?
Yes.
Are they giving you opportunities? Yeah? Secondly, how are you related to the industry? How much do you know about the industry? Yeah? Because also updates makes you go forward.
Yeah.
You be updated on what is happening, what is going on. That's how you jump into gigs, because you're updated. Then thirdly is the respect. That doesn't start from how you talk to people. It starts with you.
Yes, yes.
I know these days there is a lot of drama that is going on. People are embarrassing themselves. People are treating themselves badly. People are fighting one another. So how do you respect yourself as a person? And then clientele.
Yes.
Do you deliver in time? Do you deliver in time? That is key. If you've not managed to deliver in time, do you communicate? Communication is key. Nti Grace akoze ode wange wa Grace ampadde film. Obudde bwempadde mbutuukiriza bwe basi butuukiriza. Am I communicating? Am I in touch?
Yeah.
Then also, do you deliver?
That's very important.
Grace akuwadde sente. Omuwadde kyayagala. Kyemwateesaako kyokoze. Oba if there are any changes, are you in touch? Guys, delivering is very important and very key. Let's learn, designers, stylists, costumers, let's learn how to communicate when it comes to actually, that's the most challenging part people have with tailors, designers. Wano bwaba akwata omulimu in 2 days Grace ogwero ogenda dufuna omubanjizo omwezi ogusooka ogwokubiri ogwokusatu. There are things that happen. There are a lot of challenges that comes within, especially to designers, but let's really learn how to communicate and put our crafts together.
Thank you so much, Mickey.
Yes.
You are still watching Dress Code Cinema. Mickey, I just want to go back. There's something that you talked about that I actually feel most people kind of neglect, or they just call it when you are telling us how you started fashion, you said it was school.
Yes.
It was your school, you went for a competition and you did like a creative wear. I see schools, some schools try to do that. They put up shows for kids, and these days, because I have a daughter, these days they tell you bring for your daughter. They don't tell that daughter to make themselves. So how do we encourage either of our schools, of our parents to encourage this? Yeah, to encourage this kind of creativity and to put up these functions or ceremonies in school, so that abana babera exposed, they get the platform. Because now you see that you did that and someone saw you.
Yes,
they encouraged you
to push,
and they built echechali mundamu, and it came up and it said, I can do this. You went with it and look where you are.
Yeah.
So how do we tukoze tutya amasomero nago, because kati tulaba nti gali involved in encouraging artists. Tukikoze tutya okwencouraginga schools okuba nti bawa abaana platform, the platform that you got.
Yeah, I think before I even go into schools, I'll direct this to the government of Uganda. Guys, what's happening? We used to have a lot of entertainment.
Yes,
we used
like
to have a lot of inter-school competitions. Because these days you go to schools and competition is it's within the school.
Yeah, we used to come here at theatre.
Yes.
You see that school you talked about, Moyanpo, is where I went. But we used to have music. I used to sing, I used to dance, I used to write music, and we would end up here at the National Theatre
for the finale competition.
Yes, for the finale, competing, singing.
And it was fire. It was really like drama, like we have to take this. But these days, the curriculum actually, the government, as I was saying, should really revise the new curriculum.
Yeah, the arts.
Yes, they've tried so much to change. These days, it's more of theory. It's more of practical than theory, but there is a part still they are forgetting, the art and craft.
Yes.
Because these days you go to a school and they tell a parent omwana mukolere costume naje wa Mickey nenkola, but gone are the days, leave along the baby classes and what, starting from, let me say, P5, P6, P4, we would crochet, beads making. So that's when you discover who can do what, you get. But those things are no more in school. So those are things we need to go back to. We should stop this character of parents making their kids things.
What they do.
Okay, guide, help, you get, but let them do things. That's where you discover your talent, your kid's talent.
Yes.
What is the kid passionate about, you get. And then school competition should come back.
I know.
Like,
They
honestly,
were so fun even.
Yeah, we would interact. You know what is happening in the other school. You know,
this school.
You host. You get. We used to have those finale competitions. Those are things that are no longer happening. So government should really look into that. If the government is known, let the schools themselves, districts. You remember we used to have those district competitions.
Yes.
Mutandikira simanya mu masaza, simanya until the levels you go ne move up kuma districts ne mujja ku national. Where are those things? That's why you find we no longer have costumes, things, even like universities. In Uganda, I'm just asking, I don't know, do we have a school that is really there that teaches costume?
Because I know. As far as I know.
So, I mean...
Because ngecho chogambye, what parents are doing, even for these pageants, zimusmanyi, mistin, zismanyi what, when bwechituka kwa your creative wear, ba parents banonya ba designer, nkolera omwana wange theme yeno gye batuwadde.
Actually me when I'm doing kati ekirala benkoleddeko bakimanyi. Nkoledde abantu bangi costumes, Miss Uganda, Miss Tourism, like recently Miss Uganda, the national costume she wore, I made it, but I am this kind of a person. Yes, you'll come to me, Mickey, make this for me. I will ask you, what is your inspiration?
Yes.
I want to build from your idea. If it's to sketch, I normally get a pen and paper, tell me, olina gamba njagala ebiwa watino nga biri bwe biti njagala wano kino. So I build normally. At least, okay, I am helping, because it comes very easy for someone to explain it, because at the national levels, like for example, Miss Tourism, normally you explain all pageants, apart from I think international pageant, okay, you don't explain, but you come up with that write-up that they are going to voice over.
Yes,
so normally,
about the costume.
Me, I tell them, give me your inspiration. That's why we get the explanation and what. It starts with you guys. Like, I feel like we should go back to that. If they should organize all those. That's why you find, you know, these days you find nga mwana asomye n'amala campus nenga tamanyi na National Theatre chechi.
I know it hurts.
But all that starts from the school.
Schools,
please. Okay, let's leave the government alone. Maybe it has a lot to handle. Schools, muli kuchi. What is happening to the schools? Like, and then also I feel like things like National Theatre, things like Uganda Museum, I think they still also, these days, they no longer have things to offer. I mean, I go to Uganda Museum, Mundabechi, otuka ebintu biri disorganized. I think it's more money-minded. Really bafanga nnyo to the information of what they are getting.
What they are giving the public.
They are giving. But at times you come, let me say, I'm not tarnishing or saying, I feel like there was a lot of activities happening at National Theatre. Are they still happening?
Yeah, they are very few.
You get, these days it's more of premiere, they are premiering a movie, they are what? Are there lessons here?
Maybe we should have like a section of all schools where they bring children or students.
I mean, if the schools are not doing that, let the theatre go to schools babagambe mutuwe abaana emizannyo gikyazannyibwa nnyo nga bwe gigyazannyibwanga. You get, these days screens have taken over, like we no longer have the real acting. Osanga n'omwana nga talabangako n'abantu nga ba acting in their life. I feel like they should invite schools to come and watch their plays. I believe a lot of plays are happening at theatre. So they should invite schools or write to schools. Wemba muina ezo acting competitions and what, bring them to theatre, not to school. Just imagine a school like, let me say, oba Kampala wati, or Kampala wati akalango sigenda kaisa, Kampala school. Kampala school, eina twaberanga ne sports day. Nga muina simanya Chintu, Nambi, those things nga they are competing. If the school is having Chintu, Nambi, who and who, muzanyo bagulete ku theatre. Abana nabo bafune that experience. Ntuddeko mu theatre. I am watching people playing. I feel those are things that we are looking at.
Yeah, it encourages.
Anyway, that drives me to what is happening. We have the guilds. I'm part of the guilds. The costume guild. Yes, costume designers guild.
Yes. I have hosted the costume designers guild before. So osobola otubuulirako era biki bye kubanga kati tubadde twogera ku masomero n'abaana how to encourage art. So kati guild yawo kiki awo kyekolawo abaana bakola.
It's an association that is going to be, that is professional, and we are looking into guiding mostly when it comes to costume in film, because we want to start up ideas like going to schools. You find there are very many talents. You find someone is into styling. These are things that we want to really like bring back. You get? We want to go to schools and we educate people about costumes. Students, not only costumes, but designing, styling. Because you see, sometimes if you take a kid to a primary that has bad experience in, let me say, teaching, if I go to a school where a tomato is called a tomato, never now it's going to be hard for me to change into a tomato. You get? Yeah, so it starts with them when they're still young. You get? So we want to groom people. They grow
from the foundation.
You can find that the guild is bringing back those fashion competitions. Just imagine I go into a school as a stylist. I'm like, guys, let's do fashion competitions, but I don't want to strictly make clothes.
Yeah.
So that comes with teaching people skills in terms of like to operate machines. Because even if I'm doing a sack, we will start with the needle, then I take you to the step until you go to the machine. You get? So the guild is here to work onto all those departments in terms of like skilling. We can go into also like the fashion competitions. In fashion is wide. You find we've skilled someone into modeling, someone into tailoring, someone into modeling. Then there is also makeup. I mean, because all those things are brothers and sisters. It's hard to find fashion without model. It's hard to find model without makeup. So we are hitting three birds at the same time. So we want to bring back that. We want to, because if we are to bring it back, we need to start. You're getting it. So that we can work on challenges of like costumers are not respected. But yes, costumers are not respected. What have you done about it?
Before you get into that, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Dress Code Cinema. It is a podcast brought to you by Living Arts Uganda, and we are here with Mickey talking about costume design, fashion, creativity, the film industry at large. So, Mickey, before you get into that, when you are talking to us, you told us how you got into film. I want you to tell us what are the challenges. Kubanga wali mu fashion, you are used to creating, being like free, because creativeness is kind of freedom. Yeah, like it's freedom for you to create anything that you want. So when you went into film, njagala otubulire, what are the challenges that you found? Challenges otubulire nti eno challenge bana enagira basimanyi oba esobola okukolebwako, waliwo gye nalaba esobola okukolebwako. Challenge nga gwe ng'omuntu like a costume designer, then also challenges with the people you're working with, for example, directors, actors, and the team at large. What are those challenges?
The first challenges come from the directors. You find, there are two ways. You work with a director who has no any sense of fashion. Not in a bad way. Sometimes you might work with a director. Yes, they are not into fashion. So it's
Is it important for them
It is important to know fashion. Okay, if you don't know fashion as a director,
that's why they're hiring you.
Yes, that's why you're hiring me. Sometimes you hire me, then why did you hire me? Why didn't you do it for yourself? You get? Because I come up with something, some directors don't even want to listen. Rachi Grace Mwambazi is a burnt orange nentekako kachi. You don't know color blocking. I am blocking. You get? So sometimes you find you're given a job, but these people want to do your job for you. If you've given me a job, Banangi, you are a director, not a costumer. Sometimes we are being, by the way, the challenge in Sanga, you find you're being disrespected on set. If you as the director or the AD or who whatsoever you're on set, the first thing is let's learn our positions.
Responsibilities, yes.
Semanyi muntu ali mu mataala bw'ojja n'oŋŋamba biki ebyo by'oyambazizza omuntu. I mean, kinyanganze kunsanga mu mataala ne nkugamba lino ettaala lwaki liri wano. How is that my business? Okay, if you're bring it in a way that you're communicating me politely, nicely. Nzize mabbali ombuuze nze nkuwa ensonga lwaki. But olumu osanga ba director n'akuboggolera on set. Let's first create that respect.
But Nick, even if you're polite, you light. tosobola kujja kumbuuza mbu lwaki nyambaza omuntu
Ankale ekyo kindrivingako no point gye nkugamba. I've seen a lot of how should I frame it? Tewali professionalism in the movie industry.
Because Mickey, by the time you're hired, by the time the director producer hired you, they trusted you and trusted your decision. Or they should trust you. Your decision. Olugwe no yambaza omuntu for this and this scene or this and this show. They have trusted you that you can interpret the story through costume very well. Kati gwe wa lights obo ogafa obani.
And okay, also to understand them is fashion industry erimu abantu abatasomye bangi. Sorry, not fashion industry, movie industry. Like we learn from Grace Auntie wange Mickey Jango okole costume, but totegedde what are your responsibilities.
Mickey, woyogedda waliwo ensonga enkulu ennyo. One of the problems that we have, ogambye nti Grace Auntie wange so jangu okole costume. I find that a very, very huge problem that producers and directors do a lot.
Yes.
Nti ainayo oba kazini oba friend oba ani aina boutique. You know, they have no clue about film. Agamba jangu lete engoye.
Nalete engoye. Tasomye script wabula gwe ronda byo. Me, I pick clothes according to the script or according to someone's body. Ntunulira Grace nemanya Grace agenda kuzanyanga mama. She's a high-end lady, let me say. Sigena mwambaza ngo owomukyalo. Oli agenda kujanga olumutamanyi na kuinterpreting a script. Tamanyi bayinza okukati. For example, we have scenes like someone bamulaze nga azukuse baddamu okumulaga ng'ali mu bathroom. Okitegeera. The way you woke up in the bed, it's not the way you woke up in the bathroom. It's not the way you come out of the bathroom. Those are ojja kusanga nina engoye ezi satunga. Mweyo sineyo itagenda kitegeera. Okitegeera, like that requires someone who has really studied, who knows what they are doing. Nti bw'aba azuukuka ali mu night. Bw'aba ali mu bathroom, either inza kubeera in towel, bw'aba afuluma ali mu robe. So it requires a lot of experience. You get, so you find people ngoli tachimanyi bamuleta bless ku set kubanga mwana wa gundi. And then that comes with also, that's how people are being disrespected. Agenda kwogera nawe nga bwayagala gwe because auntie uncle. But if you hired me and you need me, you don't talk to me like that. Ne bwembanga nkoze ensobi. Why would you shout at me in front of everyone? Grace, why? No. Me, I've worked with people. Someone ever attacked me like that. Nange na immediately nemugamba, excuse me. You are an AD. I am the costume person. Come slow on me. I have reasons as why I did that. Ask me to politely. Me, have worked with professional people. Nalaba ekintu nadda mu inbox. Mickey, kanonga sikategede. Either no munyonyola olumu nawe oyinza okubanga okoze ensobi. But come to me with respect. Katia, how do you expect Grace, my assistant, to respect me nga gwe ombogolera bwotyo in front of everyone? How do you expect Arana to respect me? You get? That's why we have protocols. And then if you are an AD, know who to reach to if there is a mistake. If my assistant has done a mistake, as an AD, Rachi or director, Rachi ogenda n'obogolera assistant, why can't you reach to someone you gave the job HOD, so that HOD are following it up? Kyenkugambye nti some people don't know the steps to follow. Guys, banange tuyigiriza abantu on set. Nze mbagambye nagenda nesomako katono like in Nairobi, that course that I did in costume and what. It was not like a real school. It was more of like someone is really teaching me. But the good thing, I thank God, when I did my first set, I worked with people. Abanjigiriza ebintu ebimu mpola mpola. I've worked with Matthew Nawiso. He has taught me a lot of things. Like we would be on set, and he would not yell at you like direct. He would come in my inbox, oh, make it, you know. Nemutesa. Work with people you're willing to grow. Ngorma kubuza. People who want to listen. I would tell, yes, respect. Like no mugambe chintu. I love to work with people who have why. That why question is like kitegeza either ye naye tachimanyi chimunyonyo oba chimanyi ayagala akitegeere lwaki olonze ekyo. That's one thing I loved about Matthew. Matthew will always ask you why. Ne wobanga okoze quotation of, let me say, scenes zifulumya you're prepping either for a wedding or what. Yes, you will do the quotation no jimwa Mickey Racho na yambadde no gown Racho na yambadde no suit Racho, like
yes,
sometimes olunga kubuza budget. Why is it the budget this high? But you end up like when you explain you're going to fine,
yes,
because you've given a reason as to why these things must be there. But you find directors, they don't want to listen because they are the bosses. Chensalawo checho. Then we are not working. Chitegeza you're a dictator. You're not giving me a room to be creative, because every time I be creative, no chino chenjagala. Chino mulimu room nange bangamba no this, we are not doing this. I remember when I was doing Sabotage. I'm sorry, let me share this story. I did a quotation. The bill was there. Producer nangamba, Mickey, I've been in movie industry for long. Na eno bill sijifunangako. Namubuza ekibuuzo kimu. The good thing I was working with professional people on that set. Everyone was there was professional. Namubuza ekibuuzo kimu. Did you read the script? Buli omu mu room mwetwali n'asirika. Nambuza why? Nemugamba, if you read the script, that script was a high-end, rich family. That family was more of like, it was kwanjula. That Sabotage was kwanjula. Naye kachinga kagereza okwanjula kwani. Chinyange sazo tunagamba okwanjula kw'omwana wa Katikkiro. Do you know what that means? First of all, the people that are coming, everything has to be high-end. You get? Gomasiyo mugole, everything. Even the family was a rich family. You get? So sometimes mutu nenyanga ba costume, but forgetting it is not me. It is your script that has given me. Of course, usakunsanga scriptinga ya mchalo bavu nyonyo nogisanga nga era costumes are high. So sometimes some blaming us. Yechembagande today ogoberera steps zonna. What is the script saying? Of course, I can't add there things that are not needed. I think why Ugandan movie are really not crossing borders, it's because olumu tukola to finish.
True.
But what are you finishing?
True.
You get? Let's stop that character of tukikube kigwewo okikubye otya. Nze njagala nnyo ne bwemba nga ngenze downtown, and then creativity. Yes, me, I go downtown and I buy sometimes costume according to the budget. A budget can't afford me making. But you as the costume person, how are you creative? How are you adding pieces together? Nze ngena nengula costumes once, nenzi editing and nenzi chusa. Because I don't want Grace to watch olugoye atudde mu sitting room yaluguze mu downtown alwambadde nange ngenze nendugula ndugino on screen. So how am I different? How am I calling myself a stylist? I can't even. Me, I wouldn't say I don't buy downtown things. I buy, but I recreate, I alter, I do. I make sure there is something different, because people don't watch. Some people watch because bagala kulaba gundi I am fashion.
Yeah, true.
Some people watch because of the story. So you have to balance all the sides. You have to be creative. We are not creative. However much the producers batunyigiriza, but also be creative. Let's balance the boat. Munyige naye kachirabe nti yes bambi Grace na munyigiriza naye ali creative. Then that's one challenge is disrespects on set. The second challenge is people don't know what to do. You get? You find someone on set nga tamanyi their worth. You should know your worth when you're on set. Nze togenda kunsanga nga nsitudde camera. Unless kale ngoli ansabe making kwatiraako ko wano katini oba mpeerezaako. But I'm in costume and you're telling me gendo tereze ziri camera. Yo. Like it's not really adding up. I've done makeup on set. I remember there is a time we went to shoot. Nga emotoka van je natambuliramu yalimu makeup kit nga nze bajimpadde ngende nayo. So twatuuka ku set nga makeup person tannatuuka. And then someone asked, is there anyone? And time was going where batugoba mu kifo bali jamu abakutte. I had to work on someone. That is offering, but not like I was it was a mandatory, like I need to do it. Yeah, I just offered.
Okay.
You get, so let's learn our responsibilities on set. Let's value ourselves. Let's know what to do. Who do you approach for this? You get. There are things you should need to ask for the assistant. You need to ask. You don't have to ask me. And someone have guards to ask you, Mbu, you're an HOD, Mbu, why are you not on set every day? It's not a must for me to be on. Anyway, it also depends on the agreement you made. If I've put everything there and my assistant knows what to do, Grace, what am I doing on set?
Yeah. Yeah.
I should give me room to create other things for you get.
So
that's why we have assistants.
Yeah.
That's why we have those standby people, someone to be there. That's why we have all those kind of things. You get. So in movie industry, the challenge agencies okusangayo is most people don't know their roles. It's because they didn't go through the right process. Oli njigidde ku Grace, abamu Grace auntie wange, they are not working with professional people because they are fearing budgets. Ne bayiyayo, and then ekirala kyendabye challenge endabye, it comes to us the costumers, mwagala mukole buli kimu. Budget ne bwebe okunyigiriza olwokubanga akasente okaagala gwe n'otandika okukola amajaani, because me there are things I don't do. I have a name to protect that took me years to build. You get. I've chased very many projects, not because nti malala neeraga okweswaza project njireka, because at the end of the day it's your name on screen. Ne twagadde nnyo buli ka project okakole you're lover. But is it worth it? Because the project 10 nkoze project 2 tulina sente zezimu okitegeera, like let's not buli kijjo kibakire buli kijjo londa
Yes, Mickey, you are watching Dress Code Cinema. I'm here with Mickey. It's getting heated in here. So mu byoyogedde, I've realized unprofessionalism, unskilled crew, unknowledgeable producers and directors. Kati njagala otubulireko ku what can we do to okusolving ebizibu ebyo. Then bw'omala waliwo kye njagala twogereko, njagala twogereko ku kya ensasulwa. Toseka Mickey, bino ebintu tuli eyo tubiyitamu, buli omu waali abiyitamu.
True.
Ensasulwa of costume designers and how to handle budgets, because waliwo kyoyogedde awo nti omuntu abeera ku buli project kuba oli ajja kugamba nti ba producer basasula sente ntono. So for me to be able to make it, I have to be on so many projects. No mugamba no, why lwaki okkiriza ezo sente, because bwe nazigaana ngenda kulyawa oba okitegeera. So how do we deal with that? Oyogedde ku nsonga nti you should not be doing everything. Yes, the costume department, as in on a film set, has a lot of like titles. Abantu bangi, costume designer, assistant costume designer, standby, costumer, tailor, like abantu bangi. Naye ogenda okusanga costume buyer, ogenda yogula ebintu ebyo, it's a lot of headache. Naye ogenda osanga omuntu omu yakola ebintu ebyo byonna oba okitegeera, and they are sijagamba pina kale they are paid whatever they are paid. So kati njagala ngomaze otubulirako how we can solve those problems bye tuyina, tugendeko ku side ye ya sente and how to deal with budgets. So tusooke ku nsonga y'okusolvinga unprofessionalism, tugisolvinze tutya, oba aba guilty muyinza okuba nga muyina solution tusolvinze tutya unprofessionalism, naye ate nga teri mu ba costume designer bokka ne department endala simanyi ba Eddie, osobola okusanga Eddie nga talina clue of what they are doing, naye bamugambye oleeta wano bazanyi nga they have briefed them, nenga they don't have an intensive knowledge of what they are doing. Never director benyini, I'm sorry to say, oba okitegeera nga naye talina amanyi nti nga kiri kyogambye nti director nga yakubuulira nti ono mwambaze kino ono mwambaze kino n'ogamba kati why did you hire a costume designer? That person is there to think for you in terms of costumes. Leave them to do their job. So kati tuwe ku magezi tukoze tutya how to improve and deal with unprofessionalism, then tumale tudde ku kintu kiri ekya ssente ne budgets.
My first advice to everyone, not directors, costumers, banange musome. Filmmakers. Tusome. Guys, when you get that knowledge, even if you've not gone to university, because these days there is a lot of film schools. There is a lot you really inquire. You get to know your position. You get to know your stance. And this is when you discover what you're supposed to do as a costumer, what you're supposed to do as a director, even a director, what you're supposed to have, which people am I supposed to have if I'm producing.
Yes.
Who is doing what? Trust me, Grace, if you've studied, okay, leave studying. If you've understood your role, there is no way how someone can disrespect you.
Exactly.
There is no way how someone will tell you, do this, yet you're not supposed to do it. It's because you know you can reason them.
Yeah.
And then because when these people study or get that knowledge, that's when they will know nti Grace wemwa project nangamba yetaaga ba assistant babiri. Tagenda kukayanya. Okay, normally wawe tukisusa nensa aba assistant bana nenga netutesa ne director nemga kale kanfuneme. Nengwe I've seen movies ngoli akugamba you don't need an assistant. I'm like, for example, if we're shooting, let me say a short film, let me say if you guys are shooting, someone has to be there to make sure the color is right. To make sure, yes. And then let me say I'm behind prepping, another person should be ironing. How do you expect me to do all that? That's why you find costumes zichamye na yamba the earring in chamu. You find someone they are shooting and no one is in charge of continuity. You expect me, the costume person, to do the continuity,
to stand by,
to
prep for the next scene.
How are we growing? How are we promoting the industry? Yeah. So those are things those are the things that the guild they are trying to really like work on. By the way, leave along that. Costume department yobanange bajera birida dala. It's a by the way. Yeah. These are people they even tell like we can work without. But that costume because when it comes to the script, to me it would be costume.
Yeah.
Not even cameras. Because what I'm saying, not even camera, not even sound. These are people who just carry things and they put them there.
Yeah.
Our camera never 1 hour to shooting, they are ready.
Yes. Lens angle
they just position them, but one costume it comes with mood board.
Research.
Research. Then mood board. Measurements. Fittings.
Buying and making.
Buying and making. So these are things that chovola twina fashion which is just
yeah.
Because we are shooting tomorrow, you didn't give it time, you didn't plan.
Yes.
I don't like that thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Means the bampita wakajanja and tukoze tutache kino kyengambye back to school, understand your role. Nzolaba bampita nensaba obudde. I always ask for time to prepare myself. Nze chuva mbagambye ngana projects nembagamba city ready unless give sisaba time kale nyingi months and months, but I always give myself time to create. Sometimes me I even ask to meet the cast before.
Yeah.
Because what will look good on me is what not will look good on Grace.
Yeah.
I need to study someone's body. Then what is this person comfortable with? Omuntu goyinza okubanga screen yenyini ne wali egamba mpale naye nga mazima tali comfortable agenda kubeera bwati askaske bintu. You're not getting what you want. Understand someone's sense of style, then how do you polish her sense of style into that character? Me, I've worked with people that they are stylish, but they are not okay with short things. But you find means of, you know how it is, you'll bring out a character and you're really comfortable. Yes, as an actor, buli kyebalese oyina okugenda nakyo naye waliwo wetukisussaamu. You get, waliwo wetukisussaamu ne tugamba no, you're getting it. It's really, 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 really important. So those are things that we are supposed to really look up to, and then we educate people about them. Then ekyensasula twogedde ku kyensasula.
We're talking about like ensasula and budgets. Like how do you deal with your pay ne budget? Kubanga nayo issue nene nnyo for producers and costume designers. Yensonga lwaki they hire their friends, their sisters, their brothers. Bagamba when naita Mickey, Mickey sigenda musobola agenda kumpa bi budget bingi agenda kunsaba se kati kampitechi ono mukwano gwange alina ka boutique ontegeera. So how do we go about that? Nti ba producer nabo baba basobola okuba nti ba hiring abantu who are professional and get good work, but also find you know, a mutual way of working.
Era ekyo kintwalayo ku kiri kyensobola okugamba, first know your worth as a person and your responsibilities
as a costume
designer. First of all, me, before I even go to the payment part, I always first have to know what am I going to do. I will get the script. I go through the script, because when you go through the script, you get to know how many people do you want. There are two ways. Mulimu abantu abagala okukola nze sichina both ways zonna sizinaako buzibu. Because you go on set, mulimu abantu abagala okukola. Me, I have my team. Right now, if you call me for a movie, I have a team I would love to work with. I have my assistants, I have my buyers, I have my standby. There is that comes with a different cost. Are you ready to work with that? Then there are people who they have their people. They want you to be the head of the department. So I normally understand the project. There are projects that, like for example, series. You're not going to know what is coming in front. But still, at least this prepping and what tell you. Set your price. You get set your price and the mode of payments and stuff. And then when it's a future film, I will read the script and then I will get to know how many days are we shooting, what pressure is there, how much work do I have. Then I set my price. If you can't afford me, waliwo setting a price nonga kale make it tuteese naye mubaamu abantu abagamba nze kino kyengenda okuwa. How comes gongamba kino kyogenda okumpa gwe toyagala nze ki nze kyovolaba bwe mba sisobola nze ebintu by'okunyigiriza ng'ate I am working so hard. Because most times you find these projects nga they are fully funded nga ne sente wezine nga tebaagala kusasula ki bantu. So our industry te growing nga tolina kyonnyambye ng'omuntu. So sometimes it's also good to stand on your grounds. Because at the end of the day, if the work is bad, they are going to say for them they will not mention imagine yes
buying stuff, you didn't have enough prep.
So me, I look at my timing, I look at have you offered what I want. I always reason people by the script. Unless me always tell them, cut this off. Now when you say script here, but if the script is still saying the same thing, these are things that I need. So you decide either we are working or not. Me, something that involves Okweswaza, I will not do it. However much I need the money, I will leave it. Then another thing that I want people to understand, I don't know if I'm opening people's eyes, Vanange. I think people don't know when I come on a set to shoot or to work as a costumer, nkisanze nnyo abantu bwe bababbiramu gana amagezi nti tuwerumu budget. Guys, there are two things. Bakuwa sente z'okugula ebintu then ne bakusasula naawe ng'omuntu. I hope if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
They don't know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Ajja ku set ne bamugala tugenda kuwa zino sente kola, we are giving you 5 millions, we are done. Dear, bw'oba oli eyo nga ye costumer, sit down, break down that script. Do a budget of everything that you need and give it to them. These are things that I need. And then talk about your pay. If it's monthly or it's a movie ogenda kukola 2 weeks bili, 2 weeks bili tugenda kuwa sente bweziti. Is it worth your 2 weeks? Mulimu abantu abamu nga balina ebirala ebyokukola nti bwendeka kino, is it worth that timing?
Yeah.
If it's not, communicate. Bw'oba olaba ng'oyita, kola. Bw'oba olaba nga kikunyigiriza, chill it. You don't have to do everything. No. You're going to be known for cheap work. People will always recommend, oba oyagala ekyalaisi, go to Grace. You get? But at times, I have people who have worked with me and they don't have option. They have to work with me because they know what I can put on the table. Be that kind of a person. Banange, I want to work with Grace because I know what Grace can produce. I know what Grace can put. I know what Grace can create. You're getting it. Yes. They have no option. They have to work with you because they know how organized you are, how stylish you are, how creative you are, like what you can bring on table. Be that kind of a person.
Yes.
So,
Mickey, still on this subject, because this is a very sensitive topic.
Yes, please.
For all costume designers out there and producers. Kati, olaba what you're saying, that you, in a nutshell, you have standards. Okay? You have standards. You say, ogwo mulimu sijja gukola. Mumpe kino nekino mbate muchimpa, I'm not doing this. However, there is a costume designer out there who ajja kugamba maze emyezi 3 nga sina rent. Producers ze angambye aina feature film agenda gikola week 3, ampe emitwalo ba 15, ampe yawe zigulagula obuntu, nkole zino sente nzeetaaga. Oba okitegeera. Kati, how do we strike a balance? How do we strike a balance? Because if we want to make the industry better, I remember there's a workshop I attended, and this same argument came up. Because nze nayimuka ne ngamba abantu, we should all try to have, like, maybe not uniform, naye at the back of your mind, bw'oba oyogera ne producer, have a standard. Yeah, we should all have a standard. Usually when you're working on international projects, you're paid per either day or week. No government nze per week. This is the amount of money you're giving me. That is maybe for a feature film. Then maybe for a series, omwezi zino zonsasula. But people, like my other colleagues that attended, were like, no, kati gwe oina standard yo, sente nyingi naye kati fe oyinza okusanga nga sina rent, like I need that money. Niba bampadde mmeka nze ngenda nenkola ki? Nenkola. So, you have to know whether you want it or not. There are costume designers out there doing that. Kati to strikinze tutya balance, tukikoze tutya nti tusobola okukoleganira wamu mpola to see that ntinze alowooza nti nina okukola emirimu mingi, kuba jjukira wagambye nti nze nsobola okukola emirimu 6, gwe n'okola emirimu 2 and it's the same money. Oba okitegeera. Kati to strike nze tutya balance nti nze akola emirimu 6 naawe akola 2, because we want to make the industry better. Nti enkya producer jagamba naye ne bwe nayita ono era bonna balayika bajja kunsaba ki kangambe Miki jangu okole, then bring your other assistants, work with people you want. Oba okitegeera. Katukikoze tutyawo okulaba nti ba costume designer tukwatagana in that kind of mentality. Kubanze ndoza it's a mentality je tulina okubreakinga. Tugibreakinze tutya.
If the industry is really like to grow, we have to be one. And what do I mean by being one is agreeing. Banange, there is some project that I was invited to. Nange nalinga nakajoininga industry. Nali sezala waoba nenyoma, but I always learn. Nani one I'm learning. Omwami yali akozeko international projects nabuze ekibuuzo. Ekirungi teyakibuuza nga ayagalirawo answer awo wennyini. Naye singa yali ayagalirawo answer, I was going to embarrass myself.
Teyaliyo.
No, yaliwo, but the question was, yabuza ekibuuzo, but he wanted feedback, not there and then.
Okay.
It was to be given some days after. Yatubuuza on that project yatugenda kukola, what are your standard pays?
What is your rate?
What is your rate? If you're working for every day, we are paying you every day.
Usually they pay every day or
Honey, they even wanted it in dollars.
Yes, it's in
Like,
dollars.
what is your pay? If you're working for monthly, if you're working for a day and then weekly.
A week.
That's when I woke up, I was like, these are things I didn't know.
Yeah.
So my point here is to bring that example is have standards for yourself. Me right now, even if they call me for an advert, I give them a budget of costumes that I need. If I am to work, I have pays for an hour. If I'm working for hours, I'll give you for those hours. If I am working for a day, I have my standards.
A week.
If I'm working for a week, nazonzina. If I am working for a month, nazonzina. So first of all, set your standards. Manya nti bwe mba ngenda kukola lunaku sente mmeka ze balina okumpa. And then we've seen people ekyo kyogambye nti ono tasobola kikola ono asobola okikola. That means you've branded yourself in that. And trust me, Grace, if you work with a producer, no gamba nze sina rent, let me just do it because I don't have rent. Even if that producer gets a big project, however big, he will call you. But ajja kuwa obusente bwe because gwe wakimuwaga.
Also another thing they do, Mickey, takuyita ayito tolabangayo gundi oli nakola pilot. Nobuze yakola pilot aliwanga tebamuyise naye they've called someone they know is suitable, they'll do a good job.
Yes. No, leave along that, but still I'm going back to the other example. Grace, if I've come and worked for you and you're giving me, let me say, 100 a day, it is hard for you to get another project. No ngenda kwa 200.
True.
Wachinda ganti, gwanda ganti, goli wawo.
Yes.
Me, I've seen people, I'm not going to mention names, ngabaga, gundi ajja kikuba, gwe muyite, muweze omuwadde ajja kikuba. Really?
Yeah.
Like, really? You can do it in a way that, okay, find means of how you can mingle around with that, but don't brand yourself for that cheap work.
Solution, Jotuanti, you
standards.
You set standards. We have to set standards.
Yes, because yes, you're desperate, you're what, but is it worth it? These are people who end up like working because they are rent tezimusasudde.
I know.
Oh, bonye. No. And then another advice to avoid that, stop focusing on one thing. The costume. What if you spend 3 months without having a feature film or a series? Guys, let's teach ourselves. Nabagambye me a multitask. I do events olimbawo nampise planning event. Ndiawo eno mukutunga ebiteeteeyi. Ndiawo styling kalango. Like I think that desperation comes from people don't want to do other things. All eggs in one basket atunulide only that.
Miki eyo topic gyoyogerako nene nnyo nti it involves all artists, like all forms of art. Ba artists tutunulira nnyo oli bw'aba bakola graffiti oba akola any type of art, like akola ekyo kyakola n'atabeerayo na kintu kirala. Ba artists tetuli ba entrepreneurs ebiseera ebisinga kati twerabira okuba nti tulina okukola ssente. Ate jjukira ne art gwe tukola tumukola because it's passion, it's something we love, it's something era we underprice ourselves. Naye nga ate tetulina bintu birala backup bwe tukola osanga omuntu oba n'afuna obuzibu ogenda okulaba nga bambi talinayo kintu kyonna kirala oba okitegeera. This is like real life that happens to people. Talinayo kintu kyonna kirala oba ka business emabega eyo oba like ka backup konna nti osobola obeera making osobola ofunayo $5,000 just nga sijja firimu oba sijja ngoyo oba ki oba okitegeera nti olunaku oyinza okucollectingayo wali 10. So that is something also that affects all artists oba okitegeera. Naye nga bw'oyogedde like costume designers, we should find other things that
To
we
do.
can kind of do that hold us, that tobeera nnyo desperate. You
And
don't,
then also, another thing I would talk about, Banange, producers, stop making us work like slaves.
I know.
Like-
Yakusasudde sente ze.
Just because you paid me, Banange, it doesn't mean, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to give you what you want.
Yeah,
Poor feeding on sets.
I know.
Ne mutuliisa akawunga n'ebijanjaalo. Guys, yet the budget is there. Like, you find when people sleep poorly. It's
Yeah.
people who are sleeping on sets. Honestly, mwebasereeti. People are mwebasereeti, mwebasebubi,
Mulya.
mukedde nnyo, mulidde bubi. So how do you expect me to work properly?
And to have creativity.
Imagine in the morning, script zifulumye ku ssaawa 8 ogw'ekiro.
Obwekiro.
Oyina
You have to break them
ozuukuse,
down.
oyina okugibreakinga down. You don't know even where the clothes are you get.
Yeah.
Ezimu zaakugulira naawe oba okitegeera.
Suza bubi.
Nsuze bubi, ndidde bubi.
Olina
Guys,
okukola
which kind of environment is that like we are working in?
Yeah.
Okitegeera, it's so bad. Let's have kale bwemba olumu, it doesn't have to be expensive food, but let it
But
be well cooked.
Creative.
Let it be well cooked. Kyusa kyusaamu. And then Bambi, let's work with when bankugambye siri bulungi. I am not okay. There are
Yeah.
sets whereby I've woken up, let me say, ladies,
We have mood swings.
mood swings, they are not okay, times are not fine. Never guys benyini, I am sick, I've told you I'm sick. But because I am paid, I know kukola.
Olina okukola jangu ku set.
Guys, insurance zalagawa. All those are things that we I thank God you're not jekoledde mbadde ne insurance because I mean there is one time I was going, actually by then I thank God I'm trying to open up. I had just joined that set. Nali ngenda ku set kumakya twalina senior wedding. I was taking the gowns. Out of the blue nengwa mu babbi. Yes, ne bankuba. But my producer nabakubira essimu ne bansindikirawo sente nengena mu ddwaliro ne but other set that is on you.
Yeah.
Either the following day abuulizaawo his management. How comes tanafuna insurance? What are you waiting for? Ne batuweerawo insurance. So guys, bintu bingi ebibeerawo tushootingira mu before animal places, very dangerous, amazzi. How is my life insured?
That is very.
Remember,
very
by that time
important.
I'm your responsibility.
Yes, yes, as a production.
And then things like waliwo ebintu ebibeerawo abaana babakwata ku set.
True.
And these are things that guild bye tuli mu kukwatagana bye tuli mu kukolako. For example, in Uganda we don't have those areas where we have like the costume
Like where you
like a gallery or a costume how should I
like
phrase
place,
it?
like a
Museum for costumes. Like you go there n'ogamba nti twagala police uniforms wano weziri kino kye kifo ekyakkirizibwa okugaba police uniforms. So sometimes tugenda n'ofuna ku police oba ne bakuwa uniform, but the police will tell you ekibaawo tetukola ki tetukumanyi okitegeera. So abaana ne babakwata ku seeti. Let's create a clear environment. That's why the guild is there. So we want to work on things like that. People can get uniforms, or we can make uniforms. Government nga registered ezimanyiko whoever wants uniforms, military uniforms. Nti ne bwe bajja tusayininga tumanya nti Grace ye yazituta akola ki azina. I think those are things we really need to work on if we are to grow.
Yeah.
Let it be clear feeding, let it be clear ways of payments. Tuleme kwenyigiriza. Costume anakwata akasente k'amazima ng'alaba ekintu kiganye n'akateekamu naye n'ogaana n'okakwata okamuddiza.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that? What kind of environment is that?
All right. Yeah, thank you so much, Mickey. Thank you, guys. The conversations don't end. Don't end. Like, there's a lot at stake in terms of costume design. But thank you so much watching Dress Code Cinema. here at Living Arts Uganda. Please subscribe, like the channel. See you next time. Bye.